Hi everyone, this is Chanelle Adams and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be addressing a lot of comments and a lot of questions that I've been getting about my language learning process. A lot of people have been asking me, how are you getting so good at Spanish? Like your level has improved so much. What's the secret? I have some really great tips that has been taught to me, things that I've kind of discovered along the way, and just really great tips to share with you guys to hopefully improve your language process as well. So let's get started. So my first tip is grammar. Yes, it's important. However, learning phrases is, I think, when you're beginning, more important, because how can you learn grammar when you don't even know what to say to form the grammar? You know what I mean? So it's super important to learn phrases like, where's the bathroom? ¿Dónde está el baño? I'm hungry. Tengo hambre. They're very important. And I think once you learn certain phrases that are very common in everyday life, then you can move on to more complicated things. Phrases in the beginning stages are way more important, in my opinion. There are other people who say otherwise, but oh well. The next tip that I have is listening to music. Now, a lot of people have said, listening to music, it's super helpful and however, but there's a way you need to listen to the music. There's passive listening and then there's active listening. A lot of us, when we listen to our favorite song, we are passively listening because, one, we speak the language already, we understand what's being said, and we're just listening to it for pure enjoyment. We need to practice active listening. So what active listening is, listen to the song. I would say listen to a song that you actually like. It's so much more fun and easier with a song that you enjoy. And for me, I write out the lyrics, or I'll get the lyrics printed out and I'll write it down, because I think it's important to get the spelling of the words, know where the accents are, and in that way you can actually see how sentences are formed. Yes, music can be grammatically incorrect, so I would not use music for grammar. However, sometimes it can teach you really cool slang, it can teach you pronunciation really well, and when you do that, translate what those words are. A lot of times, if it's reggaeton, a lot of the times it's contracted words that may not actually be real words. Like, a lot of Dominicans and Puerto Ricans enjoy saying pa allá, which it's like over there, but I learned it para allá, but they say pa allá. So in songs, I learned that that's a different way people say it, and it's more realistic, like it just makes you sound more native, and when you hear it, you can recognize it, because trust me, when I first heard ¿Cómo tú estás? ¿Cómo tú estás? I was like, what are they saying to me? What is that? And then after listening to music and, getting involved with the cultures of Puerto Rico and Dominican Republic, I finally, after like 3 months, learned that they were saying ¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo tú estás? Which is like, by the way, so hard. Like, guys, stop cutting off your S's. Like, that's really hard. So yeah, like that helps you. Reading and listening to music actively really helps you with the different accents, with getting new vocabulary, and even slang words too, because slang words are very important, because if you're going to be talking to real people, this is so important. Like, you can't just try to speak like a biologist. So this next tip actually kind of coincides with listening to music actively. Watching movies and shows actively as well. Now, what I like to do is watch movies or shows from a specific Latin American country or from Spain. Because I like to learn about their culture. They have some slang words as well, and I think it's really important to to listen and watch things from that specific country, that specific region. However, I think what really helps me as well is watching shows and movies that I already know and that I already enjoy dubbed. Now, watching shows and movies dubbed is so annoying because I hate, first of all, when I was in Spain, they had like The Simpsons, and which I love The Simpsons, but the voices they chose for the characters were awful. They were nothing like the original voices, and I couldn't even take the show seriously. Well, you can't take the show seriously, but I couldn't even like fully like listen to what they were saying. I was just so focused on their voices, so that can be really annoying, but it's still really important because it's something you already know. Watching those dubs can help you recognize or just hear something that you already know in English but hear it in a different language, and I think that's super important if you can get past how annoying it is. But yeah, taking notes. Now this is something that is, I think, the most important thing, because yes, you're learning all of this new information, but you have to store it somewhere. Like your brain is super powerful, and you don't underestimate your brain. You will see, once you get further into your language learning journey, you will see yourself recalling things that you learned from day one that you didn't even think you could remember. Your brain is an amazing, amazing machine. If you want to get the optimum level of memory retention, I suggest to take note. I believe that writing things down actually helps you remember them. It has worked for me a lot. And the really great thing about taking notes is that you can go back. You can go back in your notes. The important thing is to revise and review your notes. Next, after you've taken all of your notes and you've practiced, you've watched your movies, you've listened to your music actively, not passively, and you've learned a great amount of phrases, it's time to hit the road. You need to start speaking. You need to speak to native speakers, preferably native speakers. Now, depending on where you are and what language you're learning, that can be very difficult if you are trying to speak to people in person. But we live in a great, great, great place and a great time where we can use the internet, meeting new people. There are so many apps. There are so many apps out there where you can have language partners, meet new people, and exchange languages. So I suggest you either find people in your neighborhood or online where you can speak their language and they can speak English and you can practice with them. At first, it's so tough because it's hard to get past the "Hola, ¿cómo estás? Estoy bien, ¿y tú?" and just kind of keep doing that over and over. It's really cool when you can actually form a friendship with someone and you can start having more profound conversations and you can just expound more and they'll correct you. When you make a mistake, they're willing to correct you, and then you'll know for next time that's how you say it, that's how it's pronounced or whatever. And that leads into my next tip, making mistakes. Please don't be afraid to make mistakes. I know it's so frustrating when you reach that point where you're like, I just can't, I don't know, and this is so hard and I sound stupid. They're just gonna think I'm horrible, whatever. But no one's thinking that. No one is thinking that. A lot of people have actually commended me for learning their language. What you think in your head, like, this is horrible, I sound horrible, I make no sense, people aren't thinking that. They're thinking, whoa, you're so brave to be, diving into something that you know nothing about and trying to learn about my culture, learn about my language. That's so cool, and a lot of people respect you and they accept you into their culture, and it's really cool. So don't be afraid to make mistakes. And honestly, I think mistakes help you learn so much. That's with anything, but especially with language learning, when you make a mistake and even if somebody laughs at you, never to say that again. Mistakes do help you, so don't be afraid to talk to people. And it's hard at first, but you just have to shake it off. Say, you know what, okay, I'm gonna sound like a complete fool, I'm gonna sound like a baby, okay, whatever, just let it go. This teaches you how to just let things go and just see what happens. This leads me into my next tip. Try to travel to the country where the language is spoken. Yes, easier said than done, I know, but if you go to my previous video, I have a great video on how to travel for free or for really, really cheap, and it's an amazing video, so please check it out. And yes, like traveling nowadays, it doesn't have to cost an arm and a leg. It's actually very economical to travel nowadays if you know what to look for. And there are really great ways to travel the world for long periods of time where you can actually immerse into the culture and have more chances to speak the language. When you travel to the country, do not, I know it's tempting, but do not seek out people who speak English, or if the native people around you are like, oh my gosh, you're American, I'm gonna practice my English. No, I came here to speak your language. So even if they're talking to you in English, respond in their language. You know, people, when I was in Spain, people would say,
oh my gosh, where are you from? You're from America? Okay, great, let me practice my English.
And I'm just like,
no, I did not come over here to speak English.
So they would say, how are you? And I'm like, bien, ¿y tú? You know, so you have to just keep it up. Speak that language, Eventually, they start to revert to their native language. They can't even help it. They don't even notice it's happening. I'll do another video on how to survive in another country learning their language. I think it'll be really, really a cool video, so stay tuned for that. Also, this one is my favorite and probably the one that'll make you seem crazy, but talk to yourself. Talk to yourself in that language. When I speak to myself in that language, it actually helps me realize what I don't know. Because a lot of times we reach a level where we're like, yeah, I'm awesome, I'm great. And then you start talking to someone and they're like, oh my gosh, I don't know how to say the word for this or that, you know? And it's like, dag, I thought I was there. I thought I was fluent. Oh my gosh. So talk to yourself. Talk about what you're actually doing in the moment. Talk about your day. Just talk about anything and everything. What that will do is your brain would say,
hey, I don't know the word for this. I don't know the word for pencil. I don't know the word for book. How do I say that?
So then you'll go look it up, and then voila, you now know a new word, all because you're talking to yourself like a crazy person. So just talk to yourself. And the cool thing about it is it's free, and if you're alone, then no one's gonna judge you, so it's great. Those are my tips for now on how I've managed to get to my level. Right now, I am a high intermediate. I still have so much to learn, and I'm actually right now taking advanced courses to upper my level. So the cool thing about it is when you've done all of these tips, when you reach a comfortable level where you can watch those movies and enjoy them, when you can listen to music and enjoy it, yes, you don't understand everything, but you can enjoy it because you get the essence of what it is, then I think it's time to take a professional course where you can work on your grammar, you can work on your pronunciation, and sentence structure, and then you can learn, you know, the double meanings of things, or you can understand jokes and stuff like that. I recommend actually going to a language school versus, you know, something like how high school had it, because I took Spanish in high school for 3 years and I couldn't say anything except hola. Like, that sucks. I've been now studying Spanish. This month actually marks a whole year of studying Spanish, and I can now say I'm a high intermediate. I am not fluent as yet, but I'm almost there, and I hope and pray by this time next year I am a completely fluent Spanish speaker. So I'm gonna continue updating you on my journey. I am so excited, like, to have conversations. I cannot wait to start learning my next language. I've made a decision on what my next language will be, and I will share that with you another time. I'm gonna keep it a secret for now, but guess what my next language will be? Just guess. Put it in the comments below what my next language will be. I'm excited to hear what you guys think. But yep, so this is my video for today. I'm gonna keep you updated with all of my language things. So I will see you guys another time. Thank you for watching my video. I love you guys, and subscribe to my channel. Bye.